Thanks for staying up late with us tonight on KREM 2 News at 11. I'm Cody Proctor. Well, sunshine reigns supreme for our Friday, but will it stay for us into the weekend? Let's head outside with meteorologist Thomas Patrick, who's giving us a sneak peek at your weekend forecast. Hi, Thomas.
Hey there, Cody. And this weekend should be great overall. We've had a great week of weather. Our temperatures getting oh so close to 50 degrees. We were right there yet again today at 49, and even the Lewiston area back in the 50s, as you might expect. Actually a little bit cooler than it was yesterday down to our south. But our temperatures get pretty cold at night, especially when we have clear skies as we have right now. So it helps us during the day to have more sunshine. It makes us a little bit colder at night and first thing in the morning hours when we don't have that cloud cover. It is all clear skies for the inland Northwest and the Pacific Northwest for that matter. So waking up tomorrow morning, kicking off our weekend, about 24 degrees. That's a little bit on the chilly side, as you might expect. Even some teens just off to our north as well. But don't worry, that's just how we start the weekend. We'll show you how close we'll be to 50 degrees for a couple more days, all in just a few minutes.
Thomas, thank you so much. Moving on now, Spokane County Prosecutor Larry Haskell spoke out today about the recent revelations of racist comments made by his wife, Leslie. KREM 2's Ian Smay was at that press conference and brings us more tonight.
Spokane County Prosecutor Larry Haskell had only released written statements about that article in the Inlander. Today he apologized for her comments, going as far as calling them racist, but Haskell said he doesn't share his wife's views. Larry Haskell spoke in front of the press for the first time today since the Inlander reported on January 27th about racist comments his wife Leslie made on far-right social media platform Gab.
I believe the comments are racist, absolutely. And as I said, they're reprehensible and they've caused a lot of pain. And I humbly apologize for them.
Haskell wouldn't go as far as saying his wife Leslie is racist.
I believe that her comments were racist. I have known that woman for 30 years. And I do not believe she is a racist, but what she wrote was racist.
After the news of Leslie's comments broke, some called into question if it affects Haskell's work as the county's prosecutor. Haskell said he didn't share the same views his wife expressed in her social media posts.
I do not ascribe to, nor do I practice such views. Those views belong to my wife. They are hers alone.
He also said he ensures that his office doesn't base their cases off of a suspect's race or ethnicity.
I have told many of my employees, make sure you search for the right answer, not a convenient answer, and certainly not an agenda-driven answer.
Spokane Human Rights Commissioner Anwar Peace was watching the press conference. While Haskell said he knew his wife's comments caused pain for the community, Peace doesn't think his statements went far enough.
I was really hoping that this press conference was going to be a start of healing in our community, and instead he's just poured gasoline on the fire.
It's been a little more than 2 weeks since the Inlander first reported on Haskell's wife's comments. Peace said it was disappointing to see Haskell wait so long to address the comments.
I was really disappointed in Larry on not doing this press conference sooner, and the fact that now he's getting statewide attention. Now he feels like he needs to address the state. Well, I thought he represents Spokane.
Peace also took issue with another part of Haskell's statements. At one point, Haskell called on all public leaders, including himself, to take a pledge to not use any racially disparaging language when discussing the criminal justice system.
He wants us to sign a pledge. How dare he? How dare he? This is disgusting on so many different levels. And that's why I believe that it's time for this gentleman to resign.
Haskell is up for re-election this year. Peace said he knows of at least one person who is planning on running against Haskell. If you would like to watch his full statement this afternoon, just text us the word Haskell to 509-448-2000. In the newsroom, Ian Smay, KREM 2 News.
New tonight, a world-class athlete took aim at a world record. That was a close one. Donovan Brazier raced down the final stretch of the men's 600-meter run at the Lilac Grand Prix tonight. The world record is 1 minute and 13.77 seconds. It's actually a record he actually set back in 2019. Brazier clocked in tonight at 1 minute and 13.97 seconds.
Just missed it, but the crowd was great. The track is fast, and I think there was a big question mark about if people can run fast at this track, but I think it's definitely a fast track.
And some quick math for you. That difference is just 0.2 of a second. Now, despite the close time, Brazier says he'd be happy to come back to Spokane with plans to compete in the USA Track and Field Indoor Championship meet. That takes place February 26th and 27th at the podium. Starting earlier tonight, Gonzaga students braved the cold for one last tent city this season. After COVID-19 forced the cancellation of Tent City last month, students are back and ready to support the Zags. Students lined up starting tonight and plan to go through tomorrow for GU's game against rival St. Mary's, and some of them have been very eager to watch this big game.
It's going to be fun. There's definitely no love lost over that time. We are more than ready to see them again, and we'll let them know it tomorrow. I think they'll find out how much we've missed them.
This is a huge game for the Zags, and students are proving their dedication to the #1 seed basketball team. Tip-off is set for 7 in the evening. Now to Nightbeat with a quick look at the day's top stories. Tomorrow, Gonzaga takes on St. Mary's in the Kennel, meaning ESPN is in town. And when you think of Gonzaga and ESPN, one broadcaster normally comes to mind.
Where are we off to next?
And if you aren't aware of the story, Sean Farnham started shouting out the Davenport spicy shrimp flatbread on Gonzaga ESPN broadcast years ago. It became a bit of a joke on Gonzaga Twitter. Then last year he returned to Spokane, only to find out they took it off the menu, which he then expressed his displeasure about on ESPN. The Davenport then decided to put it back on their menu and rename it the Farnham Flatbread. During the NCAA tournament, all proceeds went to Coaches versus Cancer. So tonight they're doing that fundraiser again with Sean personally serving people their flatbreads.
You know, this profession takes us away from family, takes us away from my kids, takes us away from a lot of things that we often take for granted. But what this profession also has done is it's brought me a secondary home in Spokane with this outstanding community, and it means the world to me.
According to Farnham, the Davenport served over 100 flatbreads tonight, averaging about 1 flatbread sold per minute. More than $100,000 has been raised for the family of a man shot and killed this week at a Tri-Cities Fred Meyer. Justin Crumbaugh worked for grocery delivery service Instacart. The company donated $50,000 to the GoFundMe page. The second victim, a Fred Meyer employee, remains in the hospital, according to family. The gunman is in jail. More on a developing story from last night. A Spokane man charged with first-degree murder in the shooting death of his father made his first appearance today. 24-year-old Drake Hughes is accused of shooting and killing his father, Jason, at a home last night. According to probable cause documents, Hughes called the police at about 8 p.m. Documents say he told police he shot his father multiple times in the head and that he wasn't breathing. According to documents, he told police he had told his father by phone that he was going to kill him beforehand, and he took an Uber to his home, from his home to his dad's house. Hughes is being held on $1 million bond. His next court date is set for February 22nd. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text the word NIGHT to 509-448-2000. We'll send them right to your phone. In Northwest News tonight, police still looking for the suspect who shot an employee while robbing a bank in Seattle. It happened just after 1 o'clock at the Key Bank in the city's Soto neighborhood. The 34-year-old victim was shot in the stomach. He's in stable condition tonight.
A robbery in itself is very traumatic for the employees and anybody who's there to begin with. So then for someone additionally to get wounded so severely like that is obviously very scary.
Seattle police are not sharing the description of the suspect, but they say they got away with some money. If you know anything, call the Violent Crimes Tip Line. New information about a data breach at the Washington Department of Licensing. An investigation reveals about 650,000 people may have been affected, including people with active licenses and those with expired, revoked, or suspended licenses. The Department of Licensing says it'll notify everyone impacted. Taking a look at the nation, Jersey City firefighters battled a large fire at a row house today. You can see that video right there from that scene as that fire spread to at least 4 adjoining buildings. Thick black smoke could be seen billowing out from the fire, as well as flames coming out of the roof. It's not known at this time if anyone was injured. Behind closed doors, President Biden signed an executive order to place $7 billion in U.S.-based assets from Afghanistan's central bank into one account in Federal Reserve Bank of New York. It's just a first step as the Biden administration seeks to split the money, with half to meet the basic needs of the Afghan people and the other half subject to lawsuits brought by families of 9/11 victims as well as other terror victims. The FDA putting the brakes on a vote that would make the COVID vaccine available for children younger than 5. The agency's advisors were supposed to vote next week on whether to approve 2 shots, but reversed its course today, saying it needs to wait for data that included a 3rd shot. Pfizer expects that information to come by early April. A state of emergency declared in Ontario as Canadian leaders seek a solution regarding the convoy protesters blocking 3 major crossings between Canada and the United States. Stiffer fines and penalties will now be enforced on protesters, including a maximum penalty of $100,000 and up to a year imprisonment. The provincial government will also provide additional police to consider taking away the personal and commercial licenses of anyone who doesn't comply with these orders. On the European front, the Biden administration escalated warnings of a possible Russian invasion of Ukraine, saying it could come within days before the end of the U.S. Olympics. A White House official says President Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin have a call scheduled tomorrow morning after Biden spoke to European and NATO leaders today. Well, don't go to bed just yet. Coming up after the break, we go to the Spokane International Airport, checking in on how it's trying to keep up with a growth in travelers. We're back in 90 seconds.